I'm going to tell you what are the habits or mindsets you should inculcate in yourself in 2023, which will eventually compound over the years. And in few years, if you develop these kind of habits and mindset, they will make you like the top 5% digital marketers in the market. And the money you'll be able to make after few years will be exponentially high. Now, some of these habits I have inculcated in myself, some of them I'm still trying, and some of them I have seen in other successful digital marketers who I know. So number one is learn fundamentals of marketing and the consumer psychology. Now, this is very important because I have seen a lot of people who just started their career in digital marketing. They think it's all about the numbers, it's all about the percentages, it's all about the analysis of data, which it is. They are very important fundamental aspects of digital marketing career, and you should know all of those skills. However, if you are talking about becoming a top digital marketer, you cannot do that unless you understand fundamentals of marketing right. Now, these kind of skills like understanding the basic marketing and fundamentals of marketing become even more important as you progress in your career and you basically go to strategic and leadership roles, even in digital marketing. There are multiple reasons for this, why I mentioned this. One of the reasons is because when you go into leadership and strategic roles, you basically talk to chief marketing officers. Sometimes if you're talking to a startup, you talk to the CEO, you talk to the chief financial officer, chief operating officer sometimes, and they don't understand the impressions and clicks and those metrics. They basically know marketing, they know the basics of growth, and in order to kind of speak to them in their language, you need to understand marketing. And not just this, because it helps you to kind of sometimes think out of the box from the specific tactics of performance marketing and digital marketing. Now, this leads us to our second point, which is every digital marketer should have a goal and work towards it. They can work slowly or fast, whatever the pace they have, but at least they should have something in mind that what is my goal and where am I progressing towards. Like any other industry and field, people feel burnt out in digital marketing as well. And in most of the cases, it's because people feel they are doing some monotonous work. They are repeating the same thing over the years, and they are living the same day again and again. But in most of the cases, from what I have observed, is you yourself can change that. Only you can change that. If you just have short-term goals for a particular promotion or working for a particular company, once you get there, you'll be like, now what? For me personally, early in my career, I set up a goal for myself that I should strive and work towards reaching a point where I am basically able to define an end-to-end strategy for a client. I repeat this in a lot of videos, but this is very, very important. Now, my goal was to reach a point where I can tell a company that, okay, you know what? I can handle all of your digital marketing strategy. Now, that includes being able to kind of define a strategy, end-to-end strategy, from defining like the objectives of the company and then translating them into different kind of campaign concepts, and then basically helping them to develop creatives which justify that campaign concept, then help them understand what media mix to use, and then help them how to measure the impact, reporting, analytics, and how to learn from that. So this is what my goal was. And I started working towards it very early in my career. I initially worked with automotive clients, and within few years, I was like, I knew everything about automotive industry in terms of digital marketing. I can work with any automotive client and define everything for them. Then I worked with healthcare. Then I worked with some government departments. Then I worked with Forex companies. Then I worked with education sector. And once you get well versed with few industries like this, then basically you can work with any industry. And once you have this kind of mindset, there is a guarantee that you will never feel lost again, because you will know that, okay, I'm progressing towards this. And this leads us to our next point, which is kind of interlinked, which is never ever stop learning if you are in digital marketing. The reason is digital marketing is a fast-paced industry. The technology we use, the strategies we use change every now and then. And not just the technology and the platforms, even how businesses operate online change very frequently. There are a lot of things you can develop as habits to make sure that you never stop learning. For example, I always have a reading list. Whenever I get time, every week I spend some time going through those reading lists. For example, last week I came to know that I got an email from Adjust that with the new iOS 16 update, there will be some changes, and how Adjust is kind of developing different kind of reporting metrics and tools, and how they are changing their algorithms to kind of make sure that they report accurately on iOS devices. It was always in back of my mind that this weekend I have to go through this, and this is just one of the examples. Then you have a lot of other free resources. For example, every digital marketer uses Google Ads, right? And then you know that there is a help center article that which is specifically about new releases. I have that bookmarked on my laptop, so I often go there and check if there are any new releases and read about them in Google Ads. Similarly, I do it for Facebook ads and other platforms. And on top of this, I mean, every Google Ads has an account manager nowadays. You get calls from the Google Ads strategist. Ask them, okay, send me the beta cards, the new betas you are releasing for Google Ads for the next quarter. For Facebook, you can do the same thing. And you basically stay updated with all the betas these platforms are releasing. So create a plan for yourself. For example, you can include certifications as well. For example, personally, every 6 months I do a particular certification, whether it's Adobe Marketing Cloud or anything else. This leads us to our fourth point, which is innovate and always be ready to get your hands dirty. Digital marketing is a field. Once you go away from getting your hands dirty, you will very soon become irrelevant. I have seen a lot of people in big digital marketing agencies, multinational agencies. They are general managers and have been working in the field for 12 years, 14 years. But for them, it's been a while that they have done something with their own hands, and they really struggle with the client communication and a lot of other things. But this is one thing in digital marketing. You have to make sure that no matter what level you go to, you always have to sometimes get your hands dirty. And even if you're not a senior at a senior level, you are in a junior position, you have to still innovate and do new things. For example, if you just started working in digital marketing, have been working for a year or two on Google Ads, try some innovative things. Try to come up with some kind of automation. Go to Google Data Studio. Try to create an automated report, because you will know what your client asks. Try to automate all of it. It's free. Go ahead. Make your hands dirty. Play around. I mean, if you're working on Google Ads or Facebook ads, go ahead, create a dummy TikTok campaign. See how that platform works. Always do some tests. In my team, I remember I had some people in my team back when I used to work for agencies, and when a client would say, okay, we want to do some tests, and these guys will be like, my team, man, everything is working so nice, we are getting the results, why do they want to do the test? And they basically were reluctant to do tests. I always used to tell them, when you do test, you basically use your client's money for you to learn something, whether it gives them some results or not, but you will learn something. In your digital marketing campaigns, even if you're working on one single type of campaign on one particular platform, there are so many tests you can do. And in turn, whether it fails or not, you will learn something new. And that goes back to being an expert in a particular field, because you have done so many tests, you basically know most of the stuff in that particular industry. This leads us to our next point, which is be connected and consume the right media. What I personally do is I follow all the newsletters of all the important platforms. Let's say Google Ads, Facebook Ads, Adjust, Branch, Google Data Studio, Google Analytics, and all these, basically, not just Google, all the other platforms. And what happens is, whenever I receive newsletters, basically I understand what's going on, because I have developed this thing now that from the subject line, I would try to understand if I already know about this or not. And then how it helps is you stay updated. Most of the online conferences I attend, I get those from the newsletters I follow, where I follow these companies, because they send these invitations. And there are other channels you can follow for inspiration, for staying updated. For example, one of the channels I can think of is Mad Over Marketing. I follow them on LinkedIn. I follow them on Instagram. For example, that particular channel I follow because I sometimes get a lot of inspiration from their posts. So similarly, you can try to understand what other channels to follow, for example, on YouTube as well. Let's say I have a video about digital marketing benchmarking. That is such a strategic video for anybody related to digital marketing to watch, and it can help them so much. But not many people watch that, and it's for free. And I know if I had created a video about how a digital marketer drinks coffee in the office, that would have got at least 10 to 20 times views. And I understand most of the people come on YouTube to chill and not just keep learning. But I'm just saying, there is some important free stuff on YouTube as well, and other channels as well. And this finally leads us to our last point, which is create public digital assets. Now, why I'm saying this is I was speaking to one of my friends. He's like a solutions architect or something. Basically, he's a computer science engineer. He used to do coding and stuff. And he was telling me that in computer science and coding industry, they have something called GitHub and other stuff where they basically create public profiles and kind of submit their own work. And it's so easy in these days for a software developer to basically prove what skill sets he has to kind of share that public profile. And it existed in digital marketing as well. I mean, since the beginning. To give you an example, I once used to handle the paid media. I was director for one particular account in an agency, and that client once said that okay, they want to have us as their social media marketing agency as well, to basically do the organic stuff and all. And once we onboarded that client, the head of social media told me that you already know this client. Okay, can you just be a part of the hiring for that client for social media roles like social media manager and stuff? And I remember I went with her in an interview and we were hiring a social media manager for them. And we asked her, okay, tell us something about yourself. So she was like, okay, my name is this. And if you want to know how good I am at social media, this is my Instagram page, which was about lifestyle or something. And she had like 27,000 followers back then. And we saw the post and everything. It was all public. We saw the engagement and everything. And we didn't even ask much because we understood that she understands this thing. And it can apply for other fields as well. For example, if I am hiring someone for SEO and they already have a blog of their own and they'll show me, you know what, these are the keywords I rank for. And this is the thing I did in last 3 months, 6 months. I don't even have to ask a lot of other stuff. So this existed in digital marketing as well. And it's very important because we are headed to online remote jobs. We are heading to freelancer economy and we are heading to things like this. And it's very important to have some things, these kind of digital assets which you own and work over years and kind of progress, and so that you have something to show in few years. Because, and to give you another example, so for example, if I go ahead and I talk to a startup and I tell them, you know what, give me 10% stake and I will handle everything digital marketing, just saying. And they'll be like, okay, what will you do? I'll show them the marketing stack I have developed for Senator Viran Ads, how I have a blog, how I have an email newsletter which is automated, how I have different kind of pixels, how I collect data, how I sell courses, how I use YouTube, and how I publish content, how I grow all these channels. I'll basically demonstrate my marketing stack to them, and it'll be very easy for me to kind of show them what I am worth and what kind of things I can do. And that is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much. I will see you in the next one.